Howdy folks, welcome to day 8 of building the mobile tyre van. So today is the day we're actually going to start building. I picked up the floor, so hopefully today we'll install the floor and the bulkhead. We'll see how it goes. But in the meantime, I decided to do the build down here in the yard, which means I had to cut down all the low-hanging branches over here to fit the van. It's actually quite surprising how high it is. So that was a bit of a mission. So I had to cut down all of the low-hanging branches, pile them over there because the gardening guys are coming to cut down this bush sometime next week. So hopefully they can then also get rid of those branches. So what a mission it was. I mean, I am covered in sawdust. Luckily I have this little extended little baby chainsaw, so that did make things a little bit easier. And now we need to see whether the van's going to fit down here without scratching itself or damaging or something. I might have to cut those down still as well. Alright, well, I'll show you when we have it in. Alright folks, so here it is. The van is in the yard. Check there behind me. No scratches, managed to get it through after cutting the whole it's like overhanging trees down. Look, it's not ideal because it's very close onto this side, and I would have loved if the door opened the other way, but this is where we're at. So check at this. I picked up the floor today, so this is the floor we're going to go with. It's 1/2 inch marine ply with this coating over, and it actually came with a whole bunch of extras, so that was really cool. It's got sills and everything, so it was a really good deal. I mean, there was just no way that I could have done this myself. And then the other thing I picked up today is the steel, the metal for the thing that's going to hold the tire machine in place. We are building the brackets out of that 1/4 inch channel, 1/4 by 4 by 1.5 inch channel, and that's going to be welded to this. Check at this, a 3 by 4 inch by 1/4 inch angle iron that's going to be mounted like this at the bottom, and then it's going to be mounted to the chassis, hook below the chassis and bolted into the chassis from there. That's going to be as solid as it comes. I mean, there's nothing that's going to get that off. It'll have to rip the whole chassis up in order for it to do that. And then of course we've got our black PVC for my friend Dave's little truck that we're going to be building. They're delivering the steel for that tomorrow. Little signage job on the side to keep money flowing in. And we've got a couple of other banners that we're making for our other friend Stefan with his cool clothing, cycle clothing brand. Alright, I just put the floor in place. It's not actually installed yet, but because there's nothing to tie it to, everything moves around, so I just laid it flat to actually help it. So I'm going to put the camera at the back there, and then I'm going to do the installation, show you how I do it. Alright folks, so this is clearly not rocket science. I mean, this thing is cut to fit, so it should be really easy to install, but I'm not going to lie to you. I got these two pieces and I have got no idea where they go. Literally, I've been here for about 15 minutes trying to figure out where these two pieces go. And then I realized that the order number, they all have a sticker on them with like PO2734. And that one's got a different order number. So I'm pretty convinced, I might be wrong, I'm pretty convinced that they accidentally gave me some pieces of another guy's order. Because, I mean, there is just nowhere in this van where these fit. Alright, so let's get started on the rest. Oh, and just by the way, folks, Joanna, I'm going to go get myself safety boots tomorrow. I think I'm still, a little bit of this South African attitude about just taking it easy. But I suppose I live in a world where we need to be safe and secure. So tomorrow I'll get safety boots and we'll get this thing going. All right, so how this floor works is pretty simple and straightforward. It's got these little mounting things that just channels that just slide over, and then the next one just slides into that. So let me just get it in there. It's also easier said than done, I suppose, but can't be too hard, I'm pretty sure. Let's just get it in. It looks like I'm going to have to move it back from the other side. All right. Like I said, it's not rocket science, but doesn't mean it's just simple. Okay, so it's got a bunch of mounting holes. We are going to use some of the mounting holes to mount it once we've got it all connected and together, because otherwise it's going to be sliding around. We are going to position it in the right place. It's going to be interesting, I suppose, to make sure. All right, you know what? I think I should mount these because this thing is very slidey all over the place. And what we have is we got these. These are like mounting brackets. They go on the wall and then they mount straight into the floor. And I can see one right over here. So I think they're also really cool for positioning. So, and I'm sure this is the right ones. Yes. Guess I need to go and fetch my little spanner. Right, and now we need to slide it forward a little bit so that it fits in there. I'm not going to tighten it too tight. I just want to get the position kind of right and let it. So I'm just tightening it with my fingers, which should be good enough. Right, so that one is there. And here's the next one. Let me get that one in before we slide the other stuff in. I must say, I mean, it's like this is significantly easier than if I'd had to cut my own floor. I'm not going to lie. I think all things considered, this was a good decision. A very, very good decision. I mean, there's a lot to be said for DIY, but there's also a lot to be said for making life easier, right? So, all right, that one's in. Now we're going to do this side. It's exciting, right? This is it. Here we are. Floor going in. Next, we're going to do the bulkhead, and then we can, it's starting to take shape. Then we can start making brackets. They say that we're expecting delivery of the tire machine next week, Friday. So that's also really cool. All right, so now we've got those. Next up, we fit the next little bracket. There we go, in its place. And slide the floor forward. It's just so easy, right? Okay, we're just going to align it a little bit. And then the last one. Say hello to Belinda, folks. All right. Okay. Wow. This is just actually so easy. I'm just going to go get the tools so that I can tighten the screws. All right, so I'm back. What a search. You know, it's amazing how you know you have tools and then when you look for them, you can't, when you're looking for them, you can't find them. But anyway, all good. So I'm going to quickly get these tightened down and I might just forward this so you don't have to listen to me the whole time. Let's get on to it. Ugh. All right, so I got to tell you, you know, I think sitting behind a desk for so many years has taken a toll on me. It's different, eh? I got to get used to doing some manual labor again. Like a lot of grunting and heavy breathing going on there. Anyway, so this floor has got a couple of brackets right around that's very easy to install. But I got to be honest, it's not... I don't know. It's well, I suppose I did buy the cheapest floor. It doesn't like just fit perfectly. You need to just adjust it a little bit and move it around and try and slide it and up and down. At first, what I did, I made a mistake. I tied all of the nuts too much. You know, I tightened it, which is a rookie mistake number one, because you never tighten all the nuts or tighten all the screws when you mount something. You always just put it in and keep it loose so that the thing can settle and everything can make sure everything fits before you tighten it down. Otherwise, you know, you end up doing what I did here. I had tightened it all down and then I realized I couldn't move the back end to get it aligned. So I had to now basically go back and loosen the screws in the front again, just so that I could tighten it up and get the back ones in. Anyway, lessons learned, this kind of thing that you know, eventually remember again, I suppose. All right, folks, I made the mistake of tightening all of the front ones too much, and now this last one doesn't want to fit, so now I need to loosen all of them and try and juggle the puzzle. Okay, there we have a winner. Looks like it's gonna fit in now. All right, so before I tighten them all now, I'm first going to mount all of them, and then we will tighten them down afterwards, which would then hopefully pull everything into place. Alrighty, so while I'm working there at hyperspeed tightening everything, I thought I'd ask you a favor. If you're still watching by this time and you're not subscribed yet, hey, go and hit that subscribe button. It really does help if I have a few extra subscribers. YouTube likes it, I like it, the whole damn world likes it, man. So yeah, if you're not subscribed and you are still watching, go and subscribe. But really appreciate it. And apart from that, if you have any experience in the tire business, I know a few of you have reached out to me already. I really love it. I would love to hear from you. You know, I need all the help I can get. This is something brand new I'm starting. I'm working on it. And we're going to figure it out together, and we're going to figure it out live. You know, getting to build this van, it's a new experience. It's weird. On the one hand, it's kind of scary because I feel like we've lived in this, I don't know, the world recently has started making us scared of things. You know, it's all about safety, and you can't do that, and the rules and regulations and all of this stuff. And it's actually, I feel like it's making us less adventurous, if that makes sense. That, on the one hand, it's scary doing all of this, and I'm like, oh shit, what if I don't get it right? But on the other hand, it's weirdly exciting. It feels like I'm doing something cool, you know. So yeah, it's interesting. Weird how you have all these weird feelings when you work on things like this. All right, folks, that's the floor installed. I'll show you in a second what it looks like. In all honesty, I thought it was going to be a tighter fit, but hey, I did buy the cheapest floor. All right, so basically it's got these brackets that goes all around the floor. There's 7 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, connecting the floor. But I mean, look at the gaps in between. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought that it would be a closer fit. I mean, really. But hey, suppose if you bulk make these things, you need to leave enough space. So there's another bracket. There's one over there. And there's one over there. Which is also, I guess, a place where I can add the hooks. But, you know, just a couple of weird things. Like the screws are a little bit too long, so they're actually sticking out at the bottom of the wood, which, and it's probably not ideal, you know, and it's also not exactly lining up perfectly. But, hey, it's a floor, and it'll do for now, I suppose. Hopefully we'll do so many tires in the first season that we can spring for the more upmarket floor, right? Next up, we are putting in the aluminum tread plate, which goes over here. But now, there's something that doesn't make sense. Ay, toch. All right, let me figure this out. I'll get back to you shortly. Because see, now it's in there, so I'm going to have to loosen it over here so that it's got a bit more space, because I assume this needs to go all the way in there. All right, and so we learn. So yeah, this needs to go all the way there. And then the other weird thing is this one seems to be a little bit too short. I suppose it ends there because you've got the what do you call it? The bulkhead goes up there. All right, so let me get on to this. All right, so now I'm going to have to loosen this one first so that we can get that in there. Let's give it a bit of space. And we're going to have to... All right. It's in now. I wonder if my smart ass, because this thing okay, yeah, so this floor is a little bit shaky over here. And I'm wondering if this isn't supposed to go down there. Now that's a lot more stable. And I wonder where's the other one. Because if this one has a space, then that one has a space. Dang! Dang! All right, I think what I need to do is get in and see where else it is weak, or where else it feels loose or bendy, and see if that other one fits in there. So these spare parts weren't spare parts. Floor is pretty solid in most everywhere. There it feels a little loose. There too though. Oh yeah. I get a feeling it's over there. Crikey. All right, folks. So I guess this means I'm going to have to take the whole floor out again and start over and figure out where that goes. Man, that's no fun at all. But you got to do what you got to do, right? So let's get on it. All right, let me just get the right tool here. I feel like it's at the back there, so we're just going to loosen all of these, get them out again. And so you learn. It would have been cool if Sterling Fleet Outfitters had a better instructions on their website. But hey, now I'm pretty sure some of you in the comments are going to tell me that I should have found the instructions before I started the installation. But hey, I'm a guy. You know, we believe that we can do stuff without reading the instructions. Well, that's more what Belinda always says. Why don't you read the instructions? And I'm like, well, I know how to do these things. And I get it right most of the time, I suppose. Anyway, all jokes in the end. Yeah, so I mean, it took me a while today to get this all done, and I was super excited initially. Took it all out, and you know, it just wasn't as easy as I thought. You know, beginning of the video I said it's not rocket science. Well, it's not rocket science, but it's also not just like plug and play, to be quite frank. You know, things just don't necessarily line up perfectly, and I think I've got it right. I'm still not sure if those two things fit, because as you can see, I open it up and now I'm not sure where it goes anyway, because I couldn't find a place for the other one. Okay, folks, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it a day and rather phone those guys at Sterling tomorrow to make sure that I don't want to take this floor out again. So let me make sure where that other piece fits and whether it was indeed an extra piece or if it was part of this whole thing. Let me rather do that tomorrow and make 100% sure, because I do not want to take this floor out again. All right, so I'll touch base with you again tomorrow when we do the bulkhead install and finish off the floor.